Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Brian Leonard and Kevin Dolan of WagerTalk.com. We're talking Saturday college football here in the Big Ten, Kevin. We get Wisconsin at Minnesota. We're seeing the Badgers minus 7-point road favorites, 39 being the total in the border battle. What do you like in Wisconsin and Minnesota, Kevin?
Yeah, super low total on this one, obviously, Drew, but I still like the under here. This strikes me almost as a, whoever gets the 15 points first wins kind of matchup here on Saturday. As, both defenses are playing some really phenomenal stuff right now. Wisconsin ranked number one in the nation on total defensive yard allowed this season. The Badgers have given up just 237.7 yards per game on average. That improves even more on the road to just 187 yards per game. Again, number one in the nation. And, it's not even close either. Oklahoma State, who we mentioned previously, ranked number two in total defense on the road this year. But even they're giving up about 60 yards per game more than the Badgers are. So it's been really, really impressive stuff from Wisconsin this season. And, on top of that, they lead the nation on rushing defense this year. They're fourth on scoring defense as well. So, it's very difficult to see where Minnesota can find success offensively here against the Badgers. As the Gophers put up just 6 points against Illinois 3 weeks ago, 20 points against Purdue a few weeks before that. Both very competent defenses, no doubt, but nothing on the scale of what they'll face this weekend against Wisconsin, should I say. So, it'll be interesting to see, as I say, where Minnesota get their points from here. But by the same token, Minnesota are no slouch themselves on defense this season. The Gophers have one of the best rush defenses in the country right now, ranking third in the Big Ten, 12th nationally. And they're a team who's actually played better on the road this season as well. Shut out Colorado back in week 3. They held Purdue to just 13 points as well. Northwestern and Indiana to just 14 points apiece as well. So, I'm sure most people are going to see a total in the high 30s here and, assume there's value on the over. But I expect this one to be a real slow boiler personally on Saturday. So, yeah, it's got to be under for me in this one between the Badgers and the Gophers and what I expect to be a really, really slow game.
Yeah, slow game, defensive battle here, Brian. Kevin touched on it, man. 39 being the total. Got to love these Big Ten totals, sub 40. Talk about rivalry too, Brian. This is the border battle playing for Paul Bunyan's axe here. Who do you think is hoisting the axe by the end of the game, Brian?
Yeah, this Wisconsin team is, well, Kevin talked about the total, and I have played two totals in this range this year. That was when each of these teams played Iowa. I win the under in the one, lose the under in the other, and that's because Iowa's offense is horrendous. Basically, they were doing all their scoring off of field position all season long. But the only thing that scares me about the under here is the Wisconsin offense is starting to look a little bit better than they did earlier in the season. Last 3 games scoring 52, 35, and 35. And keep in mind, earlier in the year, when they weren't scoring offensively, they were doing so against some pretty good defenses. They scored 10 against Penn State, 13 against Notre Dame, and 17 against Michigan. Minnesota's defense has been good all season, but it's not in the area of those teams. Wisconsin's looked really good on the road this year. They go to Illinois, win that game 24-0. Defense especially looked good on the road. Go to Purdue, win 30-13. Go to Rutgers, 52-3. That's pretty impressive defensive numbers on the road. Giving up 0 at Illinois, 13 at Purdue, 3 at Rutgers. Sure, not the greatest offenses in the Big Ten, but it's a team in Minnesota that offensively, some days they've been good, some days they've been bad. Just they've done all their work against bad defenses, and they'll be seeing a good one here. You don't tease college football because your mean and your average is too far off to make it worth it. But if you were ever going to tease college football, I think the Wisconsin side would probably be the way to go. You've got a completely low total of 39. You got the line of 7. So if you're using the 6-point tease, you play Wisconsin -1. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying if anybody was out there looking to play a college total, a college teaser, which I usually don't recommend, this may be the one to do it. I prefer the Wisconsin side. Then again, with the line at 7 in a total of 39, that's tough to lay. I like Wisconsin, but I don't know if I'm going to get there with the line 7. If it goes down, maybe a 6, maybe Wisconsin will make my card.
Interesting concept. Nice breakdown there with the teasers as well, Brian. And I was picking up what you were laying down. College teasers, it's more for the NFL sidewise, getting through key numbers. But with this low total, getting it down to 0, hey, maybe it's worth a look here. And I guess the volatility would be less in this range, one being at the Big Ten, a little bit sharper of a market, and the low total all mixed together. So he's Brian Leonard, guys. Check him out at wagertalk.com, as well as Kevin Dolan. Good stuff there. Tuesday's a good day to check out the website. $2 Tuesdays. Top handicappers, top play, discounted to just $2. Check it out, wagertalk.com.